They came from beyond the stars, cloaked in shadow and steel. The Xeric Dominion, a name whispered across galaxies like a curse. They were conquerors. Undefeated. Cold. Efficient. Entire civilizations crumbled beneath their gaze, worlds stripped bare of resistance within days. Then they found Earth. We weren't impressive. Our technology was primitive by galactic standards. We had no warp drives, no fusion weaponry. Most of us were still arguing about borders, taxes, and who got to own the moon. From orbit, we must have looked like a soft target. One more species to subjugate. One more culture to erase. They sent a single fleet, a token force. Enough to flatten us without breaking a sweat. They underestimated the human species. The first invasion hit New York, Moscow, Beijing, and Cape Town simultaneously. Cities burned. Satellites fell. Every government on Earth received the same message: surrender and be assimilated. Resist and be extinguished. The United Nations, for once, didn't argue. There was no time. Within 24 hours, Earth responded with the only thing it had left: insanity. We threw everything at them. We launched Cold War-era nukes strapped to rockets not meant to leave orbit. Civilians dug trenches in the streets. Soldiers printed 3D weapons out of garages. And when that wasn't enough, we weaponized madness. There's an archived vid of the first major blow we struck. A retired NASA shuttle, barely held together with duct tape. Bubble gum and stubborn patriotism, piloted by 3 veterans with terminal cancer. They launched it from an abandoned silo in Arizona, crashed it straight into the enemy's command vessel. The explosion lit the sky. The ship's black box recorded the Xeric commander's last words: they are illogical. They celebrate death. The second wave came heavier, faster, angrier. The Dominion assumed we'd run out of tricks. They weren't prepared for adaptation. Every time they changed tactics, we changed faster. Their gas attacks were countered with homebrew filters made from vacuum parts. Their frequency jammers were foiled by analog tech, walkie-talkies and handwritten letters. We didn't win battles because we were stronger. We won because we were stupid enough to try, and we learned something important: they feared chaos. The Xeric had no concept of improvisation. Every move was calculated, every response predicted. They believed themselves flawless. We were an anomaly. A broken puzzle piece that didn't fit. By the third invasion, they tried psychological warfare. Broadcasts across every known frequency, filled with despair. Images of cities burning. Screams. Despair. It didn't work, because we'd already seen those things. We'd made movies about them. We'd written songs. Shared memes. We laughed at the apocalypse like it was a punchline. They didn't understand why it failed until one of their generals made a report to the high mind. They joke as their world burns. They make art from suffering. They create meaning where there is none. That's when they tried peace. They offered technology. Medical advancements. Power beyond imagination. All we had to do was kneel. We accepted, but not on their terms. The diplomats who came to Earth were greeted with smiles, gifts, and warm handshakes. We learned their language. Studied their culture. Invited them to our cities, and then we infected them, not with disease. Not with weapons, with ideas, freedom. Rebellion. Art. Love. Stories of underdogs who stood against titans. They didn't have stories like that. In the Dominion, stories ended with the strong crushing the weak, but we taught them about the ones where the weak win, and some of them started to believe. It began with whispers. A Xeric officer who painted stars' capes. A ship captain who cried during a human opera. A squad of soldiers who refused to fire on a kindergarten in Argentina. Then, full-on defection, the Dominion splintered. Civil war erupted. Half of the Xeric demanded purity. The other half wanted something else, something human. We didn't fire the final shot, they did. now the Dominion is gone. In its place are free worlds, strange and beautiful hybrids of cultures that never should have met. Earth still stands, scarred and battered but proud. We've become a myth. A warning. A promise. They called us cockroaches, but they forgot, cockroaches survive, and sometimes, they bite back.